All right, Coach, why don't you start off with just a couple opening comments about this week's game, and we'll open it up to questions.
Well, we've had two good grind weeks, I guess you would call them, in between our last time we played them and starting today. I thought our players handled it very well. We did give them a few days off, but we did practice really hard, 4 days the first week and 4 days the second week. We were working on getting better individually, getting better as our groups, offense, defense, offensive line, D-line. And we did do some competition ones versus ones and got back and did some of the things that you do in a camp situation. So hopefully that all pays off and we're able to play faster and start quicker. I think that's a big key for us, is to starting quicker. They've had 2 games since we played them. They played well in both games, gave North Dakota State just about everything they could handle. We're up on Arkansas State for a while, and I think offensively their quarterback is doing a really good job for them. They've got 2 receivers that we know we have to do a good job defending in their RPO game. And then we've got to be able to block their defensive front. I believe that's their strength of their defense, and our ability to run the ball and give the quarterback protection. Our offensive line has to improve and do a better job than we did the previous game. But our guys are excited about it. It'll be fun to play at home. First time we get to coach a game in our stadium and play this year in the stadium. So I know our guys have a good week of practice and have great attitudes and get ready for the game.
Are there any challenges just kind of keeping the guys motivated to go up same team for the second time in a season when that's really not a thing they've done before?
Well, I think the challenge was the 2 weeks of practice in between game week, and I think we did a good job for the most part. There were a couple days where you saw their, concentration fading a little bit and not the enthusiasm that we wanted on a couple of drills. But we have leadership developing, and I thought our leaders did a good job of getting everybody else to focus in and concentrate. And, I was really happy with the way we ended last week. I thought we had a lot of enthusiasm. I thought we were focused, and I know we got better with how we practiced the last 3 days last week.
How is the health of the guys entering this, and just COVID-wise? And I know you had some health at receiver the last time you guys played.
Yeah, Lorenzo's been back in practice in full, as has Murray. Both of them are doing a good job, looking fast and full speed. As far as COVID goes, we're as healthy as we've been, but we do still have a test that we have to pass this week. So, you don't knock on wood, and you don't like to say a whole lot about it, but we've had everybody at practice, and in the last month we've been very, very good. And our guys, have basically been out there working everybody together.
In preparing for this game, do you see that you're watching more film of when you all played them, or watching more film of the past 2 games against North Dakota State and Arkansas State?
Yeah, really, we got a 4-game breakdown. So between UAB game, our game, North Dakota State, and then Arkansas State, we throw it all in the computer. We do all the cut-ups based on those 4 games. They give you a pretty good idea of stuff they really believe in and do in every single game. And then they always have a little bit something different for each game and something that's a little bit new. So we know going into the game there's going to be something that we haven't prepared for, that they're going to do different, that they haven't shown in any of those 4 games. We're going to have to just handle it with our rules and be able to adjust during the game and move the ball against it and stop it offensively.
You guys make a decision on Jeremiah?
No, not yet. He did a good job in the last 2 weeks practice, and he had some live contact, some live tackling drills. I thought he ran really well last Friday when we did that. But we're going to continue to see how this week goes, and the early part of the week will tell a lot.
You had mentioned everybody is relatively healthy, of course, knock on wood, but Is there the 3 COVID tests again this week like we've had in the past? And also talking about the past 2 weeks, take us inside a little bit of the practice without giving specifics away. What have you and your coaches been working on with 2 weeks leading up to a game?
Yeah, like the very first week, we did a lot of ones versus ones, twos versus twos. We did take about a third of practice and worked against Central Arkansas, but the main focus was just getting better, just, working our best players against the best players and working our technique, our fundamentals, and really trying to improve as an individual and as a group. And then last week, we probably made it 2/3 against Central Arkansas and a third against each other, goods versus goods, so we can, cut back this week and just focus on them. But it's a long time. Never really been through that before, where you have 3 weeks and playing the same again. So it was a challenge to try to, make sure we mixed it up enough, changed it up, switched practice around a little bit, did some things to, get the guys excited and have fun and competition. But I thought for the most part, they handled it really well. And they did a good job of focusing on it. We also worked really hard on our academics. That's one of the things that it did give us was a chance to really focus on making sure we're getting ahead and getting where we need to be for midterms and everything coming up. So I think that's one of the areas where you try to catch up when you have buys like that also.
On the offensive side of the ball, what do you expect your team to do better than what they did a few weeks ago down there?
Yeah, we need to execute all 11 guys together. One of the issues that we had was negative plays. And sometimes on those plays, you'd have 10 guys doing their job and doing things right, and one guy making a mistake, and that leads to a negative play. So we've got to, limit our negative plays, whether that's a penalty or, bad snap or a missed assignment. Those things need to go away. We need to focus and get better on not hurting ourselves. And one of the things I always tell our team is the first thing you have to do to win a game is not beat yourself. And there were times in that game where we beat ourselves, not taking anything away from them, because they are a very good defensive football team and very experienced. And, that's one of the things that shows up when you see them in these different games is their experience on defense allows them to change their game plans week to week and do different things because they have so many experienced guys. But we've got to limit the negative plays, take care of the football, and run the ball better. When you run the ball better, that opens up the passing game a lot more.
Kind of banking off that, you get the early downs. Just first and second down, you guys are in third and long a lot. I believe the average is 3rd and 13 is what you guys typically have. Just the early downs, taking advantage, making third downs easier. How much has that been emphasized?
Yeah, a lot. And when you go back and look at our game in the first half, when we had the success and our third down ratio was very, very good, it was because we were in 3rd and 3s and 3rd and 4s and 3rd and 6s, not 3rd and long. So that's a big part of it. There's no question about that. And that's limiting negative plays and sacks and, things that make us go backwards. So even if you have a successful first down play and a negative second down play, you end up in 3rd and long. So we've got to be able to get to 3rd and short and 3rd and medium, and that makes 3rd down way easier.
After watching film, of course, you watched the North Dakota State game. Just how far off when you kind of compare a championship program to what you've seen out of your team? Kind of where have you seen how far you maybe have to go or what you like about your team right now?
Yeah, I think our players should be encouraged by, what they saw in that game and the fact that, we're a team, we were right there in control and winning the game for, 3 quarters. And we feel like we should have won that game playing, toe-to-toe with North Dakota State and going back and forth with them. But North Dakota State, has the experience and the big offensive line, and, the quarterback kind of took it over running the ball as opposed to throwing the ball to allow them to win in the fourth quarter. Things that we, tried to really emphasize and compare is the effort, toughness, and, how hard their defense played, and then throw our defense on and see how hard we played against Central Arkansas. So that's really encouraging, I think, is the effort and the speed of which our defense is playing. I just feel like offensively we're still a ways away, and being able to, block the front, dominate the front, and knock people off the ball.
With them being a ranked team coming into town, the final game of the fall, all these things added in, how can a win boost confidence as you look toward playing North Dakota State and all these Valley teams in the spring?
Yeah, I think that, the first thing that a win does is makes the offseason a lot nicer, a lot sweeter. It'd be great to finish this game playing well, doing things right, playing the type of football you need to play to win games. And that's what we're really looking for is, making sure that we're playing that type of football and not hurting ourselves, and learn how to get better at what we do. And then if the outcome comes with the win, that's great. That helps us all even more, but it makes the winner a lot better. There's no question about that. But I think the main thing for us is that our players go in with a lot of confidence and play fast and play the way that we're capable of doing consistently, and I like the way the defense has done that for the last basically 6 quarters. Offensively, we've got a ways to really go to get consistent and drive the ball and, utilize the different phases of the offense that we have without hurting ourselves, either with assignment errors or technique errors. So that's what we're working on right now.
How much does that bother you as an offensive guy, that the offense is kind of the slower one coming along? Is it the lack of preparation, or is it just some youth on that side of the ball?
No, it's not the lack of preparation. They've been really practicing hard and working at it, and they show improvement all the time. But yeah, it bothers me. I'm not used to it, and I don't like it, and it's certainly not what we expect or expect to be. But it always takes a little bit longer to play good offense than it does, good defense. So we just got to gel and come together as a group and understand that everybody has to do their job on every single play, and that takes toughness and mental toughness and discipline.
Gelling on the offensive side, say you did we did have a full fall season to watch you guys play. Do you think that would happen in that time?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, I expect it to happen. There's no question about that. And we've certainly shown improvement, and we've shown flashes of what we want to see and the ability to make some big plays. But we have a long way to go to get to where I want to be, which where I want to get to is when the offense is on the sideline and we're going to go take the field, that every single person expects to go score every time we get the ball. And that's a mental state, that you get to by your consistency and by your toughness and believing in each other. And we have to start believing in each other and doing my job and understand my teammate's going to do his job.
What's the rest of the offseason or the start of the new offseason look like as we go into next week? Have you even thought that far ahead, or what's kind of the next few months look like after this week?
No, we really haven't talked a whole lot about it. One of the deals that we had to do to play the 3 games this fall is get a waiver, because in the middle of it they changed it and said that you can play 11 games within 13 weeks. So we were off a little bit on that. So we have to give them 2 weeks off right after our last game. So our players will have, no responsibilities. It's basically voluntary to come in and lift in the weight room. But they need some time off anyway. So that wasn't a big deal at all. We've been grinding at this since June 1st, trying to figure out exactly what was going to happen for the season. And then when we started it, changed dates, and they've been good. They've improvised and adjust and worked really hard. So to have a couple of weeks off afterwards, I think is a good thing for us. And then we'll come back in the month of November and do our off-season program of lifting and conditioning and 2 hours a week of film study. Basically what you would normally do in, January and February.
Guys, any other questions for Coach? All right, Coach, we appreciate your time this afternoon.
Thanks a lot, guys. Appreciate it.
Thanks, Coach.
We'll have a couple players coming up. We've got Eric Johnson from the defensive line and Daniel Allen from the offensive line coming up here shortly. Not sure which one of them's coming first, but we'll have that for you here in a second. Also, we'll have credentials and parking to come pick up anytime this week if you guys want to swing by the office. Beats mailing them out if we can make arrangements to get that done, and should have notes out maybe later today, early tomorrow, hopefully later today.
What does Saturday basketball look like after?
I know it's going to be at 1 o'clock, open to the public and free. I don't know if there's any kind of post opportunity or not. I'll have to get with coaches and see. I'll keep you guys posted on that. All right, looks like Eric's with us. How are you?
Nice to meet you. I'm doing good.
All right, very good. We just have a couple of media guys on the call with you. We're going to talk about the UCA game, and how excited are you guys to get back out there against the other Bears this weekend?
We're very excited. I know a lot of the teammates have been talking in the locker room about just ready to get back and make up for past mistakes that we had and come out with a win.
Bringing up past mistakes, I mean, the last few weeks it kind of had to be eaten at you guys. Feel like you kind of got one. You kind of let one get away from you guys just to be able to go out and play them again and get that win. How much is that kind of motivating you guys?
Yeah, it's really motivated us. I know after our loss from last time, a lot of people had to step back and take a look at ourselves with this new coaching staff that we have. We really felt like we have really improved. And I believe that some people we were very disappointed in how we as players performed, and we know that we can do a lot better. So we're ready to get back and show everybody how much we have improved.
And you got to be really excited about how the defense has been. I mean, it's kind of the growth in you guys has really showed these first few weeks, just to be able to continue what you guys are doing.
Yeah, I'm really proud. I'm really proud of all our guys on the defense and how we've really come together and really helped this team to try to make a statement.
What's the biggest difference there, you think?
Biggest difference? I don't know. Probably because I know the guys that we've had a lot of younger guys come in and they've immediately kind of got on board with everybody, and we've all kind of joined together as a coalition. So I feel like probably the biggest difference is we're more focused in a specific direction, and how we're all specifically together. It's not just one specific group kind of trying to pick everybody up or another group. It's all Bears swarm together.
Last time y'all played them, you looking at the numbers, you held them to 98 rushing yards. That's pretty good for a D line. Do you try to duplicate that, or do you say, okay, it's a new game, we're gonna push that to the side?
Yeah, we don't. When we think of the mindset for the new game, we don't really think of, oh, we did this last time, so we're going to be able to do the exact same thing. We want to improve upon what we did last time. We've watched some of their previous games that they've played after us and see what's worked against them, so we can improve our game.
I mean, when looking at, you have a couple new games to watch on film, and North Dakota State's the big one there, defending national champs, such a powerhouse program. To kind of see that you guys did some things that were good, kind of up to that level. Just how excited does that make you, just kind of with the growth you guys have had and the direction you guys are going in?
I would say it's really exciting to see. I know I've been here for a while, and just over time being able to see all these guys and how excited we are on the field and we're practicing, and just seeing how, the stuff we're being taught is coming into effect and showing results and stuff. It's really exciting and kind of happy to feel that.
And here we are in the middle of October, and y'all are finally getting a game in Springfield. Is it going to be kind of nice not to take a bus 3, 4, 5 hours to a game?
I feel like for some people it would be nice. I don't really care either way. I kind of like bus rides just because I get to sit and chill with everybody. So for me, it's not that much of a big deal. But now that everybody's closer, it is a little bit easier for family and stuff to come and everybody be together.
What's just the excitement about playing at home and playing in the stadium that y'all practice in every day?
Oh, yeah. And then when the fans get to come, well, depending on how many they get to COVID happening. But with everybody coming and we get to see and show our family the stuff that we've done.
last game of the fall, do you get sad that you don't have a fourth game next week, or are you going to be a little relieved to not have anything stuck up your nose for a little bit?
It's a bit of a mix when I feel like it is, because even though we've only had these few games, we've still been practicing. So we get to breathe again. But then it's also like this whole year has been kind of thrown off, so it's a little weird to feel the difference with everything. But hopefully, if everything all goes well, we will get to come back in the spring and get to continue. So we're looking forward to that.
Anything else for Eric? All right, Eric, thank you so much. Appreciate your time.
All right. Thank you, guys.
Good luck this weekend.
Thank you.
All right, we'll have Daniel Allen from the offensive line next. He started 13 straight games on the O-line for the Bears. The adjusted capacity will be 6,000 for Saturday's game. That'll be total stadium capacity, including student tickets.
When's the last sellout, Rick?
It would have been the North Dakota game in the 2014.
Huh.
Yeah. All right, Daniel, how are you today?
Good. How are you?
Doing great. Doing great. All right, we'll go straight into questions for our offensive lineman, Daniel Allen. Guys, go ahead.
Yeah, the last time you guys were out there, Coach, he kind of talked up you guys as getting better and better on the offensive line. Just where are you seeing that right now, and how are you going to show that on Saturday?
I think that we've gotten a lot better since the last game with UCA. We had some stuff that we had to work through, and just kind of like busted protections and stuff. And now that we've got that all worked out, we're really confident going into this next game. I think we're going to do a lot better than what we showed in the first game against UCA.
What's kind of the vibe been like in practice over the past couple of weeks, coming after that loss and then knowing that you have to wait a little bit before you can play again?
I felt like for the offense, we know what we can do. And so we were excited. Of course, it sucks to lose, but we were excited to get those 2 weeks of, time off so that we could, just keep building with each other. And so that this next game that we can go out and show, what we really can do as a program and as an offense. So we were all very excited about these last 2 weeks, and practice went really well for us.
You say you want to show what you can do. What can you guys do?
I honestly think that we have a really high caliber offense. Obviously we have, really good players on our offensive side of the ball. And, I feel like we just need to keep growing as a unit. And so I think that we're going to be able to showcase that in this next game.
How is the offensive line different this year than it has been in the past year you were here?
I feel like we're more confident this year. Last year we had a lot of young players that, obviously, several of us, they had gotten playing time before, but they had never started. And, I had just transferred here from junior college, so I had never started in a Division I game before. And so now, us coming back, and now we have people who have started Division I games now, so we're a lot more confident than we were last year. And I feel like that's helped us out a lot, because we don't have the first game jitters, I guess you could say. And so I think the confidence level is, a lot higher than it was last year.
Throughout the preseason, coaches kind of talked about how the offensive line has been in and out of quarantine and things. And now he's saying that the team's as healthy as it's been this whole time. Just how hard has it been able as an offensive line to kind of come together as a unit when you've had some of those problems with quarantines and whatnot?
It was pretty hard, just because it was you would get everybody back, and then we'd get tested again, and then there'd be 6 more guys out. And so it was kind of hard to adjust to all that. And it obviously, it would get to you sometimes. But I think just coming together, we all just kind of came together, and, obviously we have a group chat together. So, just trying to keep positivity within that, saying we're going to get through this. And we just kept working, kept our head down and kept working. And, now we haven't had anybody out in the offensive line since the last big outing. And, it's been great. So.
What would a win mean to this team heading into the short off season? And kind of a two-parter, I guess. What would it mean? But then also, along with the victory and along with coming out of the game healthy, what else do you want to see from your Bears?
I think a win would mean the world to us. I truly do think that winning this game will set us up to have a successful season in the spring, just because we'll get first of all, taking down a ranked team. I'm not sure what they're ranked, but beating them, that'll give us a lot more confidence, I think, as a whole team. And then going into the spring, I just think that'll put us a step ahead, I guess you could say. And I'm sorry, I forgot what your second part of the question was.
Just other than the victory or other than coming out healthy, what else would you like to see from your team?
I'd like to see us just crank it up, just keep cranking it up. Because, I mean, if we can beat, a ranked team, then, I feel like, that should just give us the confidence right there to, go into, obviously the Missouri Valley Conference is, I would say, probably the best conference in FCS. And, beating a ranked team should give us the confidence to go in there and, just know that we can take down, ranked opponents, know that we're up there with those guys.
What do these next few weeks for you look like? I mean, you got to be happy to not have anything stuck up your nose next week, but just the rest of the season going into the rest of this fall, rest of 2020 heading into 2021 spring season.
I mean, I feel like it's just going to be a lot of, getting in, learning the playbook even more, getting together with the guys, going over plays and stuff. Because, I mean, you can never have enough preparation. And so I feel like, the months and weeks leading into this next season in the spring is just going to be us, just preparing. Obviously we got North Dakota for the first game. So, just what can we do with the time that we have off to prepare for that first game and go in there and get a win.
All right, Daniel, thank you so much for your time this afternoon. Good luck this weekend.
Yep. Thank you, guys.